Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we're going to be changing the sway bar drop links on our Jeep JK. Okay, so the Jeep hasn't really ventured onto the channel that much, but today we've got a video going on it and we're going to be changing the drop links like I've said. Now, we've also got the control arms to go on, but that'll be in a separate video. We thought we'd start off just by changing the drop links on here, just to see if it drove any differently. Now, my dad's #1 criticism of this car is the fact that the steering's a bit all over the place, and when you drive it, it's like you've got sort of a quarter of a turn almost of just nothing. And there's also a little clicking noise, like when you turn you can feel it. It's like there's absolutely nothing attached to the steering wheel. So when you're going down the road, it sort of bounces from line to line and you're always adjusting the steering wheel, which we just thought was a personality trait of it being lifted 5 inches. Which it could be, but we're going to change these drop links today and we're going to see if that makes any difference just on its own, because of course, like I say, we've got the control arms to go on, but we thought we'd just see if these make any difference. I highly doubt they will, but we shall see at the end of the video what happens. But let's get a little bit closer to the car. I'm going to get changed and we'll crack on. Now this is going to be quite interesting because these are uprated drop links, and what you can see here, they look a lot nicer than the factory ones. Now we've had some problems with this one. Actually when we got the vehicle they were coming loose, so we've cranked them up and put Loctite on, but we thought it was about time we replaced them. So these are nice and new, and I'll give you a little read through of what the instructions say. Now it's actually nice for the instructions to be included in the kit. There is more on the website which I'll be looking at later, but it's saying that on some models I'm going to have to drill a hole through to fit the new thread size here up the top. So fingers crossed I don't have to, but if I do, I do. But I'm thinking a Rubicon, maybe not. So what we're going to do is we'll have the first one off, have a look and see if we need to do some drilling. So let's get down to the car and crack on. Okay, so you join me under the Jeep here and you can see this is our original drop link. Now these are the same ones that came with it from the factory. So they're non-adjustable in any way. And this is a size 18 here. So I'm going to start off by just using the ratchet and a socket just to get this loose. Right, there we are. Now I can just pull that out like that. And the bolt in the middle is going to come out. You can see there is our hardware. And now up the top, we're just moving to a slightly bigger ratchet from an 18 to a 19. And there's not much space, so I'm going to have to use this spanner. Whoa, there we are. Okay, so I'm just going to use some mole grips here just to grip that center shaft and try and stop it from turning so I can undo this bolt. There we are. Out comes the drop link. Now after comparing the drop links, the new thread is a little bit thicker than the original, so we're going to have to jack up the car, keeping the weight on the axle so that the sway bar doesn't move, and we're going to have to take the wheel off so that we can get access to that hole so we can drill through it.
It's a beast, that.
It is. Right then, we're moving on to the drilling part. I've got a 13mm drill in here. This is what we're going to be using. If you're in America, they say 1/2 inch, but this is the correct size for us. So I'm just going to be going through here like so and just widening that hole ever so slightly. A 12 is slightly loose in there, so it is really a slight adjustment. So I'm going to go through here. I've got a little bit of lubrication to help with that whilst I'm drilling, and we'll just take it nice and slow and go through there.
Woohoo!
Oh, well, that was actually quite tough. Right then, so we're going to put in the new one. As you can see here, the top is where we're going to go first, and this one's actually got a nice little integrated slot for a spanner. So the spanner will go in there rather than me using mole grips. Now we're going to keep it on the shortest setting, as this new sway bar drop link is actually longer than our original one anyway. So what we'll do is we'll go for the shortest setting in the top there. And we're going to use a little bit of Loctite, even though the new nut is nicely ribbed. We don't want it coming loose at all. Just snug that up a little bit. And now let's move on to the bottom one. Right, here's our cleaned up bolt, which just slides through at the bottom. And out there we are. And the nut, which I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite. Right.
That looks nice.
And now I'm going to torque these up. This bottom one is 75 foot-pounds and the top one is 60 foot-pounds. So we'll start with the bottom one. We don't have a small enough torque wrench for that, so we're going to have to do that one by hand. Right. That's a nice confident tighten there.
Can't beat a nice confident tight.
No, and then the last one is our securing nut here. Nice. Tighten on there. What size can you get on there?
Yep.
Nice. Right, and we'll just give that a nice. That'll do.
That'll do.
Nice. Because it can't undo itself. So there's one, and the other side we will speed up. Right then, you join us in the Jeep. This is your first drive after the drop links have been installed. Now, I believe these are an upgrade that should make no difference.
You weren't even bothered to do them, were you?
No, I wasn't that interested because I thought they were a bit of a waste of time. So what's the driving like?
I bought them just because they look nice.
Okay.
And I can't believe the difference it's made. And if you told me that just changing those two little bits, I can't see why it's made the difference it has, because I'm driving with one hand, and a 5-inch lifted Jeep on massive tyres is never going to drive like a Cadillac, is it?
No.
But this one, you were forever holding on with two hands. It wasn't a bad drive.
No.
I don't want to make out it was a bad drive, because it wasn't. But you were forever making tiny little corrections to keep yourself in a straight line, and you sort of needed two hands to do it, and I don't need that anymore. In fact, I'm doing a Richard Hammond.
The palm of your hand.
The part, because Richard Hammond never seems to, actually it's that hand, we're on a different side of the car. But
and previously it rattled when you turned it. If
Well,
you did micro adjustments, it would rattle.
sort of, I'm not quite sure what that was, really, but that's gone as well.
Yes, no, it's to be fair, it seems like it's a normal drive at the moment. It looks normal.
We're going up a very rutted, fairly steep hill here, which
It's bumpy.
is not. We've been lucky enough to drive a fair few cars up here, and none of them are great, are they?
No, none of them are great.
And to be fair, this is as smooth now as anything we've got.
We'll finish the video here. We're very impressed. We both believe now that that's an overlooked upgrade, because I wouldn't have thought about doing it at all, because I thought it was completely useless. But clearly it's not.
No, it's not. It's made it. It's from a driving perspective, this is the best it's ever been since we've had it. And I'm not saying it's ever been bad. It's the type of vehicle that if you buy this type of vehicle, you're not expecting to drive around as if you're in an Audi.
No.
But no, it's awesome. So very, very pleased. That's a very, very cheap, simple, worthwhile upgrade.
Okay, so there's your answer, ladies and gents. Hopefully you enjoyed the install video. Fairly simple, and we'll catch you in the next one.